You're welcome to this tutorial. In this lesson, we'll consider a cone of base 100 millimeters on the axis of 110 millimeters. So we'll start with the horizontal line and we'll measure this 100 millimeters as the base. I'll get the midpoint, which is 50 millimeters. The next thing is to draw the perpendicular line, which is 110 millimeters. That's the axis, that's the center line, the midpoint. So we'll draw this from the top way down, then we'll measure it using our pair of compass to mark the point on the line. So we have our 110 millimeters. We'll connect it from the apex to the base to have this now on this left hand side, then from the top again to our right, so that we'll have the front view of our cone. So the next thing is to draw the square prism. The height from the midpoint is 40 millimeters, so we'll draw that and we'll have this line. So from here we extend it so that we'll get the outline of the square. So now we have the square this way. So for us to get this, you watch another video, the tutorial of this, for us to get this accurate divisions, dividing into 12 equal parts. So after having it, we extend or project the lines to the cone. So after doing this, we can now bring out the required outline of the square prism, and the distance is 120 millimeters. So from the midpoint here, we measure 60 to the left and 60 millimeters to the right. Then we draw or project the lines downward so that we can have the full outline of the square prism on the cone in the front view. The next thing is to project the midline, the center line downward, so that we can have our top view of our plan, so that we can be able to bring out the required view and every other line of intersection. The radius we're using here is 50 millimeters since the diameter is 100 millimeters. So from this side we'll project this line. The reason for this is to bring out the required views. So details on this is from the video, as we mentioned before, on how to divide this square into the required parts and how to project these lines so that can bring out the required point and the curves on the solid. So after bringing or projecting each of these points, that's from 1 to 2 up to 12, we'll have these lines and the outline like this. So to extend or project the lines to give us the required view in our top view from our front elevation, we project the lines. We project the lines downward from this point. So we use so that it will meet the top view from this extension this way. Then it will give us the required curves that we need when they intersect. Now we've extended it, and the angle at this point is 45 degrees, so that it can be able to meet the top view. So starting from the front elevation, we measure this point so that we'll extend it to the top view, and we draw the required circle so that it will give us the curve of intersection. So from this midpoint to this edge, we measure it, then transfer the length down to the line, midline, which is the line 1 dash, 7 dash. I will draw the circle this way. Then we'll go up the measure for the line for 2 and 12, then come to the midpoint here again, then draw the circle. Now there's another method of projecting the lines to the left side of the front elevation, then projecting the lines down to the top view. Then you can get your circles that way. But due to so many lines that we're going to create from this construction, so I decided to limit or reduce it to this one, which is also simple to understand. So we transferred those lengths, those various radii that we're able to get from this length, from the front elevation down to the top view, so that we can get these circles. So this is the last length that we'll get from here. We'll bring it down to the midpoint, then we'll draw our circle. So from these circles, as the way it corresponds to the lines where it meets, that's on the line 1. For this one is for line 1 and 7, so it corresponds. The next one, it's the line for 2 and 12, and we repeat that for all other circles where they meet the extended lines. And where they meet we'll connect those points, which was given unto us as Q1, Q2 up to Q12. Those points, we connect them. Then from the points Q4 to Q7 and Q10 to Q7, they are hidden, so that's why we have them as dash. Now at this point, we project those points up to the front view, so that we'll get our curve of intersection where they meet in the front view, as it is obtained in the top view. So from here, we project the lines upward to where they meet. So at each of the points where they meet, we have this way. Where they meet, we'll have the points Q1, Q2 up to Q7 dash. So where they meet, we'll also connect them using the required instrument of French curve. Then we'll have the curve of intersection on the front view, or the front elevation. So we'll obtain it for the right hand side. We'll repeat the same process for the left hand side. So this is the markings where the circles meet the horizontal projected lines on the left hand side, which will give us P1, P2 up to P12 where they meet. The reason why we're given different labeling is so that it will be different from what we obtain on the right, which was Q1 to Q12. So on the left hand side, we have P1, P2 up to P12, and this first phase is the one that we can see it. Then from P4 to P10, all those points are hidden, they are behind, so that's why it is dash, hidden lines. Now we also repeat the same process, project to the front elevation. Then where they meet, where they intersect, there we'll have our curve of intersection. So there we'll project it till we get the required point. So this one is for P4. At this point, we just brought out only one of them. Thus we have or only P4, but it's actually for P4 and P10 where the 2 points meet. Like for P1 is P1 and P7. So we connect it at this point. So we have a curve of intersection at this point. So we outline this part of the top view which is visible, and we also bring out the parts that are not visible. So we have this view. So the last part of our projection, in line with our question, is to bring out the third elevation. We have our front elevation and our plan, which is our top view, and this one we have our end elevation or side view. So we going to do this, bring out our cone this way and connect it, since we have the same perpendicular height with that from the front view, and this is our square prism. So this part is out. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Ensure to subscribe to this channel for more videos. Thank you.